Most people live everywhere, except where they are. Their body is here, but their mind is yesterday or tomorrow. They replay the past. They worry about the future, and they miss the only moment that actually matters. Now, success is not built in the past, and it is not created in the future. It is built in the present moment. Right here, right now. This moment holds your discipline. This moment holds your choices. This moment holds your power, not yesterday's regrets, not tomorrow's plans. What you do now determines what you become later. Most people wait. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel motivated. They wait for conditions to change. But life doesn't reward waiting. Life rewards attention. Attention to your actions. Attention to your habits. Attention to this moment. Because the present is where progress lives. It's where discipline is practiced. It's where character is built. If you waste the moment, you waste the day. If you waste the day, you waste the year. And if you waste enough years, you waste a life. This is the wake-up call. Not to rush, not to panic, but to focus. To bring your full energy into what you are doing right now. Because when you master the present moment, you master your life. Most people lose their lives, one moment at a time, not because they are lazy, not because they are incapable, but because they are absent. Their body is here. Their mind is somewhere else. They live in the past, or they rush into the future, and they miss the only place where life actually happens, right now. I learned this lesson the hard way. There was a time when I was busy, very busy, always planning, always thinking, always worrying. I was preparing for tomorrow while ignoring today. And I wondered why progress felt slow. The answer was simple. I wasn't focused. Success does not respond to intention. It responds to attention. What you focus on now determines what grows later. Most people think the present moment is small, insignificant. But the present moment is where discipline lives. You don't improve your life tomorrow. You improve it now. You don't build character someday. You build it today. One decision, one action, one focused moment. That's how lives change. When you focus on the present, you regain control. Control over your time. Control over your emotions. Control over your habits. When your attention is scattered, your results are scattered. When your attention is focused, your results begin to multiply. I noticed something powerful. The days I made progress were not the days I felt motivated. They were the days I was present, fully engaged, fully aware, doing one thing, doing it well. Most people try to live 10 moments at once. They eat while scrolling. They work while worrying. They rest while feeling guilty. And nothing gets done properly. Focus is rare. That's why it's valuable. The present moment is where excellence begins. You don't need more time. You need more presence. Because a distracted hour is less valuable than 10 focused minutes. The moment you focus, stress decreases. Why? Because stress lives in the future. Regret lives in the past. Peace lives in the present. When you bring your full attention to what you are doing now, life slows down. Clarity appears. Confidence grows. You stop rushing. You stop reacting. You start choosing. And choice is the beginning of power. The present moment is also where responsibility lives. You cannot change yesterday. You cannot control tomorrow. But you can choose what you do next. That choice defines you. Every focused moment is a vote for the person you are becoming. Read with focus. Work with focus. Listen with focus. Even rest with focus. Because rest done properly restores you. Rest done distracted only tires you more. When you master the present moment, you stop feeling overwhelmed. You stop trying to fix your whole life at once. You focus on this task, this conversation, this step, and momentum begins. Momentum does not come from thinking about everything. It comes from finishing something. One thing, done well. That is how confidence is built. Confidence does not come from hype. It comes from keeping promises to yourself in the present moment. And here's the truth most people miss. The future you want is being built by how you use this moment, not later, not someday. Now, if you waste this moment, you weaken your future. If you respect this moment, your future strengthens. That's the law. Focus is not intensity. It is intention. It is choosing where your energy goes and refusing to let it leak everywhere else. Life rewards those who pay attention. Attention to detail, attention to discipline, attention to growth. The present moment is your workshop. This is where habits are shaped. This is where character is formed. You don't need a new life. You need a new focus. Bring your best to what is in front of you and let the results take care of themselves. Because when you learn to live fully in the present, you stop chasing life. Life begins responding to you. And that is where true power begins. The future is not a mystery. It's a result, not a wish, not a prayer, not a lucky break. A result. What you do today, quietly, consistently, repeatedly, that's what shows up tomorrow. People ask, why is my life not changing? And the answer is uncomfortable, because you are not changing, not today, not right now, not in this moment. You see, the future is built in small pieces, tiny decisions, simple actions, often ignored. The problem is never the future. The problem is neglecting the present. We overestimate tomorrow and underestimate today. We say, I'll start next week. I'll fix it next month. I'll get serious next year. And life says nothing. It just keeps the score. Every wasted hour writes a sentence. Every excuse adds a paragraph. Every delay builds a chapter. Then one day, you read the book of your life and wonder who wrote it. You did, one day at a time. The present is where power lives. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Yesterday is a lesson. Tomorrow is a promise. But today is leverage. What you read today shapes how you think tomorrow. What you practice today decides what you earn later. What you tolerate today becomes your standard for life. Standards don't change overnight. They change in moments. A moment when you say, this matters. A moment when you say, I will not let this slide. A moment when you do the hard thing instead of the easy thing. That's how futures are built. Success is not a giant leap. It's 1,000 small steps, taken without applause. No one claps when you wake up early. No one cheers when you study alone. No one notices when you say no to distractions. But the future notices, quietly, faithfully. Every discipline today buys you freedom tomorrow. Every shortcut today charges interest later. Life is fair in a strange way. It pays you back exactly what you invest. If you invest effort, you get progress. If you invest excuses, you get regret. And regret is expensive. It costs peace. It costs confidence. It costs self-respect. The present moment is asking you a question. Right now, what are you doing with me? Not what you plan to do. Not what you used to do. What you're doing now. Are you focused or distracted? Are you growing or coasting? Are you building habits or repeating patterns? Patterns feel comfortable, but they don't create new futures. Only new actions do. You don't drift into success. You drift into failure. Success requires intention. Failure happens by default. That's why the present matters so much, because it's where intention lives. One good decision today can change the direction of your life. One honest conversation, 1 hour of focused work, one refusal to quit. Small? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. The future doesn't respond to hope. It responds to behavior. It doesn't care what you want. It rewards what you do. Do you want confidence? Show up today. Do you want skill? Practice today. Do you want respect? Earn it today. The future is watching how you treat the present, and it never forgets. People say, I just want a better life. But a better life starts with better use of the next hour. Not the next year, the next hour. What you do with the next 60 minutes is a vote for the person you're becoming. Cast enough good votes, and your future changes. Ignore them, and nothing does. The present is humble. It doesn't scream. It whispers. Daily, patiently, do the work. Make the call. Read the page. Take the step. Most people don't listen. That's why most people don't change. But you can. Right now. Because the future you want is not waiting somewhere far away. It's waiting on what you do next. Focus is not force. It's alignment. It's deciding. This matters. And everything else can wait. Most people aren't tired. They're scattered. Energy is leaking in too many directions. A little here, a little there. Nothing deep, nothing finished. And then they say, I'm overwhelmed. Overwhelm is not caused by too much to do. It's caused by too little focus. When everything matters, nothing moves. Focus is a decision, a quiet one, but a powerful one. When you focus, life slows down. Not on the outside. On the inside, your mind stops racing. Your hands know what to do. Your heart feels steady. That's momentum being born. Momentum doesn't come from speed. It comes from direction. You don't need to do more. You need to do one thing better. I learned this the hard way. There was a time I had a list a mile long. Ideas everywhere. Plans stacked on plans. Busy all day. Progress nowhere. I went to bed tired. Not fulfilled. Just tired. Then one day, I stopped asking, what should I do next? And I started asking, what matters most right now? That question changed everything. Focus creates clarity. Clarity creates calm. Calm creates momentum. Momentum feels like progress. Even when the steps are small, one focused hour beats 10 distracted hours. Every time. When you focus, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop switching tasks. You stop checking the clock. You stop looking for escape. You enter the work, and the work changes you. Focus removes noise. Noise creates stress. When the noise is gone, the path becomes obvious. You're no longer carrying 10 unfinished things in your head. You're carrying one, and you're moving it forward. That's how overwhelm disappears. Overwhelm thrives on chaos. Focus thrives on order. The present moment is the only place where focus can exist. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Right now, focus asks for commitment. Not forever, just for now. Give me the next 30 minutes. Give me this conversation. Give me this page. That's it. Momentum doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for presence. When you're present, mistakes don't stop you. Distractions lose power. You're anchored. And anchored people move faster than drifting people. Every focused action builds confidence. Confidence is not loud. It's quiet certainty. The certainty that says, I'm making progress. Progress fuels motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel motivated. You focus first. Motivation shows up later. Focus is how you earn it. One finished task creates energy for the next. That's momentum. It stacks. Small win on top of small win, day after day. Suddenly, what once felt heavy feels manageable. Not because life got easier, but because you got sharper. Focus sharpens the mind. Distraction dulls it. When you focus, time starts working for you instead of against you. Minutes stop slipping away. They start adding up. People say, I don't have time. But time expands. When you stop wasting attention, attention is the real currency. Spend it wisely. Focus also eliminates fear. Fear lives in imagination. Focus lives in action. When you focus on the next step, fear has nowhere to sit. It can't survive movement. That's why focused people look confident. They're too busy doing to be afraid. Focus is not intensity all day long. It's intentional bursts. Decide, commit, act, then rest. That rhythm builds sustainable momentum. Scattered effort burns you out. Focused effort builds you up. The present moment is generous. It gives you everything you need for the next step. Nothing more, nothing less. If you honor it, it rewards you. If you ignore it, it overwhelms you. Focus is saying, this is enough for now. And enough, done well, changes lives. You don't need to conquer the whole mountain. Just take the next solid step. Momentum will meet you there. Focus today. Create strength tomorrow. And strength, quiet strength, is what carries you further than motivation ever could. One moment, one task, one focused decision. That's how momentum is made. Life is built in the smallest units, not in grand gestures, not in giant leaps. Moments, one after another, compounded over time. Most people don't see it. They look at the big picture. They worry about tomorrow. They regret yesterday, and they forget the power of now. Each moment is a vote for who you are, for what you believe, for the life you are creating. You may think, what can one moment really do? Everything. A moment spent focused builds habits. A moment spent disciplined builds character. A moment spent learning builds skill. The person who succeeds does not rely on luck. They rely on accumulation. Small wins, repeated consistently, day after day. I remember a time when I wanted change badly. I wanted a better life. I wanted success, but I felt overwhelmed. Where do I start? Which path is right? And then I realized I don't have to do it all at once. I just need to focus on this moment. I can read this page. I can make this call. I can take this step. And that is enough. Enough for now. Enough to build momentum. Enough to move forward. The secret is consistency. One focused moment, then another, then another. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. Before you know it, a life has been built. Not by chance, not by magic, but by the quiet power of attention. Attention to the present. Attention to the next right action. People spend so much energy worrying about the big picture that they forget the small picture. But the small picture is the only place change lives. Your life is the sum of the actions you take. In each moment, skipping a moment may feel small. Skipping many moments becomes a habit, and habits create your destiny. The present moment is generous. It gives you power if you honor it. If you squander it, it gives nothing. This is why focus matters. This is why discipline matters. This is why presence matters. You cannot control tomorrow. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can master now. Master the present, and your future takes care of itself. Think of life as a bank account. Each moment is a deposit. Each decision adds interest. Some moments grow exponentially. Some moments feel small, but over time, they become massive. If you spend your moments wisely, you become wealthy in life, not just in money. Wealth of knowledge, wealth of character, wealth of relationships, wealth of peace. The person who builds a life one moment at a time understands the law of compounding, not just with money, but with effort, habits, and attention. They don't wait for inspiration. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They act. One moment, then the next. Each moment completed is a vote for the life you desire. The past cannot undo it. The future cannot control it. It belongs to you. And life notices. Every step matters. Every choice matters. Every moment matters. It's why successful people don't rush. They focus. They take one thing at a time. They master the moment. Then they move on. This is how purpose is built. Clarity emerges naturally. Success follows quietly, not always quickly, but inevitably, because life rewards those who respect the power of the present. The person who builds a life one moment at a time knows that greatness is not instant. It is gradual. It is deliberate. It is consistent, and it is unstoppable. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be present. You have to act now. You have to honor this moment. One moment leads to another. One step leads to another. One day leads to another. And before you know it, your life is transformed, not by luck, not by chance, but by the simple power of focus, attention, and presence. The present moment is not just a building block. It is the foundation. It is where your life is created. It is where your habits are formed. It is where your destiny begins. Master it, honor it, live it fully, and your future will take care of itself. Because the person who can master one moment can master life. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power of being present. Presence is power, not the presence of attention, not the presence of busyness, but the presence of purpose. Most people live distracted. They float through life. They react to events. They respond to noise. And they wonder why success feels distant. The truth is simple. You cannot live a great life without first living fully in the present. The present moment is your classroom. It teaches you lessons you cannot learn any other way. It teaches patience. It teaches discipline. It teaches awareness. And it teaches responsibility. I remember a time when I wanted success badly. I wanted more than money. I wanted influence. I wanted respect. I chased it everywhere. Through seminars, through books, through other people's advice. And yet, nothing changed. Then one day, I realized I was missing something. I was missing the now. I was always planning, always preparing, always looking ahead. I forgot to act. I forgot to be present. The moment I focused fully on today, everything began to change. I stopped worrying about what I could not control. I stopped regretting what I could not undo. I started seeing what I could do, and that is where purpose lives. Purpose is built one present action at a time, not in grand plans, not in waiting for perfect conditions, not in wishing for motivation. It is built in what you choose to do now. The person who understands this works with intention. They know what matters. They know what doesn't. Every moment is a brick. Every focused effort is mortar. And slowly, your life begins to rise. You cannot skip this process. You cannot rush it. Great lives are not built in a week. They are built one moment at a time. One conversation, one decision, one act of courage, one refusal to give up. That is how character is formed. That is how influence is earned. That is how success becomes inevitable. The key is awareness. To notice what you are doing. To notice how you are thinking. To notice how you are acting. The small things matter. A kind word. A disciplined choice. A thoughtful action. They all add up. Compounded over days, weeks, months, and years. And suddenly, you look back and see a life transformed. Not by luck, not by magic, but by the consistent application of focus and purpose in the present moment. Success follows the person who masters the now, who pays attention to what is in front of them, who takes responsibility for their choices, who acts with discipline, even when no one is watching. The future rewards the person who treats the present like treasure. Every successful person I know did not get there by rushing. They got there by showing up consistently, fully, in the moment. Presence without purpose is wasted energy. Purpose without presence is impossible. You need both. Presence allows you to see clearly. Purpose gives you direction. Combine them, and you create unstoppable momentum. Think of your life as a garden. You cannot plant seeds yesterday. You cannot harvest tomorrow. You can only tend to the soil today. Plant the seeds of discipline. Plant the seeds of learning. Plant the seeds of kindness. Plant the seeds of courage. Nurture them with focus. Protect them from distraction. And over time, they grow into abundance. The abundance of success. The abundance of fulfillment. The abundance of meaning. Most people live as if life is a series of disconnected moments. But the person who succeeds understands continuity. Every moment flows into the next. Every decision shapes what follows. When you master your presence, you master your life. When you live with purpose, you transform your existence. And that is the ultimate lesson. The future you desire is not somewhere out there. It is built in the decisions you make now. It is built in the work you do today. It is built in the focus you apply this moment. Start small. Start now. Start where you are. The person you become today is the life you will enjoy tomorrow. Focus on the present. Act with purpose. And watch as success unfolds naturally. One moment at a time. One choice at a time. One life transformed. And when you look back, you will see it clearly. It was not luck. It was not chance. It was you. Living fully, acting intentionally, building a life of meaning, presence, purpose, success. The path is simple. The practice is daily. The reward is yours. Remember, life is lived one moment at a time. Focus on now. Act with purpose. Build your future from the present. Small steps, consistent effort, quiet discipline. That is how success grows. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Take control. Master this moment and let your life speak for itself. Enough talking. Time to do.